Alright, so Sultai tempo. I always like to start with some definitions for people that are newer to the game. Sultai, for those not familiar, refers to the 3-color combination of green, black, and blue. This deck is similar to the blue-green flash deck that Yuza and Shahar played in the fandom tournament yesterday, only it's got some black cards in it for some hard removal and some cheap, efficient removal, as well as another instant speed threat here in Direfleet Poisoner. This is a card I've been impressed with in the past. Spectral Sailor and Cutthroat, along with Direfleet Poisoner, gives us 10 Pirates, which allows us to play Lookout's Dispersal with some amount of efficiency, so we get like Mana Leak Plus here, which is neat. I've not played the blue-green tempo deck myself yet, so I won't be able, unfortunately, be able to draw parallels between this and that directly. But I am interested to see how this plays out. Want another Watery Grave over an island, maybe? Are we not on max shocks? I thought I peeked at the mana, but maybe I missed that we weren't on max shocks. Yeah, we're not. Let's definitely do that. Casting your spells consistently is ideal. I was going to ask about Black-Red Aristocats and Heartfire to give Chandra tokens and sack reach. Thoughts on the card? I would encourage you to watch our videos with Black-Red Aristocrats before asking questions. The last time we played the Aristocrats deck, we literally had that card in the deck, and I talked about why it was potentially worthwhile addition. And then you can watch the games and see how they play out and see if the card's good. As always, you can find that deck and lots of other decks that we've played on my website and my YouTube channel. We're a big fan of teaching people how to fish on this stream, as opposed to just handing them fish. We will bleed for our mana and we will like it, chat. What's the 12-month badge? The 12-month badge is a shield to pair with the moderator sword that you get. Named Dinosaur could be the Jund Dinosaurs deck that Caleb Durward played yesterday. Flash Wolf is an incredibly sweet card. Which figure? This one right here. Yeah, the green-white bow deck is the only wolf deck I've played so far, and it's definitely felt pretty good. It's a card we're very happy to have removal spells against. Yikes. God bless Skylands, huh? If they have a land, they can Collision Colossus over this. Doesn't look like it. They could have like a shock here. If they have a shock, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. Nope. It's a good clean 2-for-1 since it's made them discard a card. Bowser Koopa, thank you for the 24 months. I appreciate the support. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Still at 18 here. Feeling pretty good. Got that scary 4-mana up here. Could be a 4/4. Could be a Frilled Mystic. I'm going to anticipate in response here because we could find Lookout. Scorn, sure. So I think I'm going to get a little bit greedy here and not Scorn this at end of turn and instead just opt. So that way I can make them discard a card next turn and then kill it after they discard a card. And this is a little bit of a punish for being greedy here. Because now I won't be able to, and they're able to empty their hand here too. So now I think I might actually just pass here. If they don't have a dino, that's such a good draw. Ugh. That's so unfortunate. So we needed them to not draw a dino. Because this being a dino means that this can't eat this inside of combat because it gets +2 attack. So now I need to do this, and then we're going to take 9 because this gains haste. And then I need to find, like an Assassin's Trophy next turn would be an ideal draw. So we can play this plus trophy this. How about another land? What do we think about another land, chat? Please brick, please brick. Dead to Collision Colossus. Unfortunately, at exactly 5, so I have to block here. We're going to take 3 and go to 2. Magic's a fun and skill testing game where the better player frequently wins, and you only lose when you make mistakes. Noxious Grasp sounds great. Cast Down sounds great. A lot of great sideboard options here for sure. That if we were just blue-green, we would not have access to in a matchup like this. Disfigure's probably not very good. Trim a Dispersal. This seems fine. I don't think this is a Golgari Queen matchup. My arena foils are starting to curl. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, if you're playing actual factual unsummon, you can unsummon it in response to the trigger, but like Tyrant Scorn can just destroy it directly, so there's no reason to get cute. This hand's lacking black mana, but I've got a Scry and an Anticipate, so it seems like a fine keep. How many games do you think you need to play before you know how a matchup goes? Dozens. And even then, it can be difficult to really know how a matchup goes because, you know, 2/3 of your games in any given matchup are going to be played post-board, and different players are going to board differently. Red Land Destruction went okay. The deck's not very good, but it's fun to play. Once the match is lost, the match is. I don't think this is a commence the end game deck. I think your conclusion that they're very different decks is accurate. I think a deck that's lower to the ground like this is not interested in playing a card like Commence the Endgame. Trophy. Trophy's a card I've been really impressed with in this format. So having access to that, and in this flash style shell is interesting to me. Perfect. I was playing last night and noticed a lack of late game power / closing ability, and I was running a Miser V2 guys and it felt great every time I drew it. Wanted to know your thoughts on it. I mean, that card seems fine in general. I'm just gonna take this hit and like play the Nightpack Ambusher here. Just like get that going. I don't know. I feel like if you're playing this deck, like you don't play a deck like this for the closing power. If that makes sense. So I feel like a lack of that wouldn't be a knock against it in my mind. Having things like Opt and Anticipate give you kind of increased threat density in a roundabout way. All right, so how do we feel about Cutthroat into Dispersal here? Because, like, my Dispersal is going to start drawing dead at some point, right? I could also Grasp plus Trophy, but playing Trophy makes the Lookout's Dispersal more likely to draw dead sooner. And this also gives me the benefit of getting this into play before I start firing off all my spells on their turn. They might not even attack with this, actually. They've got quite, yeah, deal, go to 10. You are not winning this race, opponent. Yeah, I agree. I feel like the comment that my opponent has misassessed their role here is pretty accurate. Like, we had the removal spell to force past the Ripjaw anyways, but like, if I played the removal spell to force past the Ripjaw, I then wouldn't be getting a 3/3 this turn. Sure. Red Rover, let the dinos come over. One could argue I was a master at baiting. Have I mentioned that black removal spells are sweet? Feels good, man. Feels good. All the people I talked to at my LGS are saying you don't want to run more than 2 trophies in 75. Are they wrong? Instead of me telling you they're wrong, can you explain to me why they're right? Why is there this hard upper limit of only having 2 trophies in my 75? What's the logic and reasoning behind that? I'd argue playing too many removal spells that can't remove planeswalkers right now is a pretty big mistake. And while giving your opponent a land in the early game is a downside, the flexibility that Trophy offers is really important. While playing Trophy on 2 is usually a meaningful way to be ramping your opponent, in in general, from like turns like, let's say 6 on, giving your opponent an extra land usually isn't that big of a deal. What do I want to do? So I could just deploy Cutthroat this turn. I think I'm just supposed to kill this though. Them getting Ripjaw down next turn seems pretty unideal for us. Huh? Cast down's an interesting draw. I think that means I'm just going to put this land into play tapped and pass. I think that means I don't need to hold this up. Because, like, now that we're on turn 4, like, them having extra mana is, like, not that big of a deal. I think I'm just going to go ahead and cast this down in response here. And then hopefully we draw an untapped land here and we get to, like, double spell next turn. That's unfortunate. Man, they had Regisaur, huh? Do I want to take 7 here? Probably not. It's a card. Sure. Alright, so we're in a great spot. I just can't beat this card. Alright. And we're rapidly approaching can't lose territory here. I don't know how we win these games if we don't have black removal spells in our deck. Just have not a clue. I don't know how we ever have a snowball's chance against this dinosaur's deck. If we don't with those draws that we had, especially being on the draw in the 3rd game. The wolf has a very strong back. How are we doing, folks? Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody over out in the world. Thanks for dropping in here today. Welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic and other strategy games 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week. If you enjoy constructed Magic, this is definitely a channel for you. We play a ton of different decks, and we change decks every 60 minutes to 2 hours here, so you can get a lot of variety in what I stream every day. As always, love to give a shout-out to my wonderful subs. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their wonderful support, so thanks to all of them for keeping me employed. I'd also like to plug a couple of my wonderful sponsors here really quick. The Vitamin String Quartet creates unique instrumental string arrangements of everything from Zelda to Zeppelin, and they would love to underscore your next gaming session. You can find them streaming now on services such as Spotify and Apple Music. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. You could upload your own custom artwork or choose from the wide range of artwork that they already have on their website, such as my own Hoaglandia branded merchandise. And of course, CoolStuffInc.com buy and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles using promo code Jeff5. You can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, Warhammer, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. As always, I'd like to welcome everyone out to the Hoaglandia. You know, there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now, and I appreciate you dropping in to spend part of your Friday here with us. Hope everyone's having a great start to your weekend wherever you're at. Hanging out, playing some Sultai, Flash, Tempo, whatever you want to call it. I think we've played enough games to say this deck reasonably wins the Dino matchup. Maybe. Three's not the greatest sample sizes. Hey, Christy XYZ, I appreciate you dropping off that Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. If you're one of the many people in the world like Christy XYZ there who has Amazon Prime, if you link your Amazon account to your Twitch account, you get Twitch Prime included with that for free. It gives you a free channel subscription every single month to a channel of your choice here on Twitch. Chromatic Black using the Pilgrim. I saw Allie playing something similar to that. Seems like it could be reasonable. Hey, Robien, thanks for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday. Nightpack is perfect here. I'll probably be trophying something next turn. Get that. Get the trophy something and check out some options. Disfigure. Scorn. I'm going to keep the Scorn and just Scorn the Sky Marcher here. Can avoid ramping them for now. I love the little animation they added for Scorn there. It's real nice, like. Opponent missing some land drops here. Now, if they have a land and a Sorin or a... If they have a land plus a Sorin or a Othakaya, we could be in trouble here. But I can't just sit here and keep taking the assets every turn. It's just too much damage. You have Dive Down and Lookout's Dispersal up now, which is nice. There's my board stall Sailor. This card is just so demoralizing to sit across from. Nightpack. Nightpack is an incredibly powerful card. Four drops that take over the game. As someone who's cast an unreasonable number of Yeva's Nature's Heralds in his lifetime, Nightpack Ambusher is really good. I should probably start attacking with these, huh? Yeah, these 3/3 should probably be attacking. How have the MTG deck's been treating you today, Sir Helsing? Thanks for the 3 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. This card is much better than Yeva.
Depart Innistrad immediately, or you will taste my blade.
Or you will taste my blade.
I bestow a mighty curse.
Yeah, I definitely should have been attacking with my 3/3s. How does the chat overlay filter out commands and bot messages? It's a setting. You can set up the bot on what's it called, on Streamlabs, the chat overlay widget on Streamlabs to filter things out like that. If I'd have attacked with, you can filter out messages that start with a specific character, and you can filter out all messages from specific chatters. If I'd have attacked for 6 the previous turn, they'd definitely be dead here. They're probably still dead. So I have 2 spot removals, so they're not going to be able to use their life total for these reasonably, especially with this blocker. Hey, Steve Hogg. Thanks for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people out there you can ship that to every month. Thanks for sending it my way and keeping me around here. Pay 4, I dare ya. Wow! Let the greed consume ya, huh? Let the greed consume ya. Have a land. Arimund, thanks for the 9 months support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Love that Underlords is hands off enough that I can play while I watch you stream. Yeah, Underlords has a good mix of stuff for sure. Got a lot of. It's a good stream game too, because you get plenty of time to like sit and talk about what you're doing and why. Is there a place we can find my deck list? Yeah, you can always type !deck in chat to get a direct link to the deck list. It should be available on your screen via the overlay widget as well. You can also find all my deck lists after the fact when I'm not streaming on my website and my YouTube channel. Lots of good organization around here. Like, if you're interested in any of the deck lists that are coming up later in the stream, you can check out the deck queue link on my website. I think it's a matchup where Frilled Mystic's probably not good, especially on the draw. I probably just want to cut a lot of my counter spells here and just have more cards that play to the board, huh? I think is likely where I want to be in life. Seems good. Bringing these to block, some grasps. Cast down, some trophies. Seems good. I might want a 3rd Disfigure in the 75. Disfigure's a card I've been pretty impressed with. I don't say yes or no to decks just based on single cards or archetype submissions. So as always, if you want to submit something to be played, I'd encourage you to submit it on my website using the form. And I'll send you an email back in a day or two letting you know if I'm okay to play it or not. My modern deck selections are a little bit more strict these days, because just getting beat up playing bad things is not particularly fun for me. And just saying, Obnixious Cruelty deals with Phoenix, which we currently have no answer to. Yeah, Phoenix is probably a card that messes us up, huh? I don't know. A card like Obnixious Cruelty is a great example of, like, kind of a metagame card. So, like, it's a card where, like, whether or not we want to end up playing it depends on, like, what threats people end up playing in the format. So, like, for instance, a lot of the Gruul decks I've been playing against right now are these dinosaur decks. So, like, that means, like, having something like Cruelty is less of a priority there. Yeah, still do build around submissions as well. Full details on build arounds, deck queue, what it costs, all that jazz can be found at that link, bit.ly/Google Yeah, of course Cutthroat has flash. Whole deck is blinky quick. Blinky quick. Yep. If they put a counter on this, do I just bounce it? Is that crazy? I feel like that's the line. Missing a land drop there feels real bad. Yeah, we can definitely just 2-for-1 it. Counterspelling, it's also not reasonable. No, also not unreasonable too. I agree with that assessment. Maybe I'm supposed to have trophied this. You think they're shocked in case I bounced it again? My sequencing here has been a little sloppy. I think I should have trophied this last turn. Let's just go ahead and do that now. This getting to a 4 means that this doesn't block it profitably. It's also possible instead of playing these, I should have just played the Cutthroat out last turn. Yeah, I agree with that assessment, Derek. The fact that the Soren's not down ticking makes the, yikes. Well, you know, giving it the extra point of power there, less of a big deal than otherwise thought. Let's pass. Yeah, this deck's got a lot of cheap spells in it, and having a lot of cheap spells gives you a lot of permutations on every single one of your turns of different things you can be doing. Alright. Scale of 1 to dead. Where am I at here? Alright, if they have a removal spell, we're going to concede here and go to the third game. But if they don't have a removal spell, we get to eat this and trade. But if they kill this, I then don't kill this, and then they eat these. Yeah, they just, they didn't have a stop set properly. Yeah, I think I was supposed to trophy on the Soren earlier, but I don't think it ultimately ended up mattering since we missed lands for so long. I think I'm happy with how we're boarded here. Maybe I want one more Dispersal on the play. I could see that. I'm going to trim this Anticipate and bring that in. A card like Lookout's Dispersal is better on the play because you're more likely to be able to cast it before your opponent has fully developed their board, which is ideal. Counter spells like Lookout's Dispersal have diminishing returns once your opponent has pressure in play, because once your opponent has pressure in play, you're often spending your mana and your turns to interact with their board, and then don't have time to hold up a counter spell because of that. Do you ever bring in Veils to stop removal spells, or is that card mainly used to stop counter spells? It depends on the matchup. So against a deck like my opponent's deck, where they're playing primarily aggressive deck, I don't think I'd bring it in, but like, if I was playing against like, I'm trying to think of like what kind of deck. I don't think decks exist in this format that really have just removal spells. Like, the Veil is fine to like bring against mass manipulation decks. Like, there aren't really like fair black mid-range decks in this format, right? That don't have counter spells on them. Like, you'd bring it in against Esper, but that deck has some amount of counterspells in it, too. Yep. And this is the downside of having these black cards in our deck, right? Like, it's not free. It comes at the cost of our lands being painful and occasionally coming into play tapped on the first 2 turns, which is a big deal. Alright. It's a good pickup. That ends up being the same Rex box. Sure. Probably see Tyrant, Scorn go away here. I also just like didn't have an answer to like their 2/2 Vanguard, so like even if I end up cleaning out the lieutenants there, I'm probably just dying to that still. Really, they took the trophy. So taking trophy implies they have a Planeswalker here. That is an excellent draw. Tempo decks don't really match up against aggro while on average against the board too fast. It depends on the aggressive deck. So like, a more creature-based aggressive deck like Zoo-style decks you tend to have a hard time with, but like a Burn-style deck, you're usually not terrible. And like I said, that's one of the things like we're potentially solving by going into the extra color with this deck. Is we get to have things like which is why I think I might want more Disfigures in the 75, because Disfigure's good against these decks that get on the board quickly, and Disfigure's a card that usually trades up on tempo, because you're disfiguring things that cost 2 or sometimes even 3 mana. They don't have good attacks here. I would like to destroy this. Yeah, it generates double spells on turn 3 as well. So I don't know if I'm gonna get up to 4, but I think I am gonna add one more Disfigure post-board or after this match, just so I have it my 75, maybe in the sideboard. All right, I think it's time to start attacking with this. Oh, they draw a removal spell. That's brutal. That's super unfortunate. Yeah, Cutthroat's a very powerful card. I've been impressed both playing with and against Cutthroat. I don't understand why this card's in my deck. I feel like this is probably going to be the card I cut for Disfigure. Hopefully they draw things to counter with these soon. We're getting to a point where these are going to start drawing dead. Yes, it is a pirate for the Lookout's Dispersals. I'd like to attack with this. Better than Mana Leak. Gosh, I hope this is a land. I don't really, because I don't want... This feels like I didn't play my land tilt. This feels like I didn't play my land pause. Because like their card in their hand lit up there. That's what that felt like from this side of the table. Hey, Merp. Thank you for the Mr. P. Thank you for the 13 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having an excellent start to your weekend wherever you are. Gosh, the fact that this card sits here and draws cards for us is really sweet too. There's no way that's a land. They'd have learned from last time, right? Right. Right. Yeah, like, what is it? Because it's like it's not a removal spell. Oh. Oh, it's a narrow removal spell. Got it. Got it. Excellent. I mean, Nightpack Ambusher is really important, so you probably want to board that card in against it. Like, if Nightpack Ambusher lives, you can't win the game. That's a concession ambusher. I love the smell of a concession ambusher in the afternoon, chat. It's my favorite kind of ambusher. Speaking of, who's a good pup? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. All right. Which figure? This one right here. Why are there Narsets in this sideboard? Can we get a riddle me this on this? I feel like I want some Disdainful Strokes. Let's play a couple Disdainful Strokes. You kept losing to Crisis. He just killed them faster? Like, we don't usually have the capacity to defend a Narset. I guess it's good against exactly Crisis. I don't know. This is like a lot of Veil of Summer too. Like, what is Veil of Summer doing for us? Is this the card I'd rather cut for some stroke? I feel like I want some strokes in the sideboard. I'd buy that Crisis is annoying and we want some Narset there. I'd buy that. We probably have enough hits that it's like, okay, our hit count is kind of low. That is a 19 is a low. What's the hyper geo on that? Like, even if I go up to like 21 post board, I'm almost 20% to miss on Narset's down tick. Almost 20% to miss on her down tick. That just does not seem good enough. Krasis, I could see Krasis being an issue. Are there any other anti-Krasis cards these colors could play? There aren't really, right? It's like terrible cards like Unmoored Ego. Beetle doesn't impact it. Beetle doesn't stop, So the people that are recommending removal spells, the part of the Krasis that kills you is the drawing a bunch of cards for the most part. Does Beetle stop those creatures? Your opponent's control can't have 1/1 counters put on them. You're right. This does do it. Yeah, Thought Erasure could be okay. You just don't beat Erasure off the top. Hostage Taker could be okay-ish. I don't know. Like, is it okay to just be soft to Krasis? It's like try and go under them. It could just be a bunch of erasures. I don't hate that idea. I like that. I like this better than Narset. Yeah, I like erasure more than Narset. Let's do that. Oh, Tail's End. That's actually kind of cheeky. That's a Stifle. That's Stifle or counter a legendary spell, huh? This counters Nissa. This counters Planeswalkers. It does counter Teferi. Countering Teferi for 2 mana on the draw is like nothing to scoff at. That could be an okay droid. I dig it. It's a lot of Noxious Grasp. Let's just like put a smattering of things in here. I guess Noxious Grasp kills Nissa, but I got like trophies to bring in too. I mean, like, there's a lot of legendary cards in this format, right? Right? Like there are a high number of legendary cards. If we ever run into Shashar combo again, we got him on lock. Sure. Sign me up. Turn one Sailor. Turn two Dispersal. Might get a chance to try our Tails Ends out right away, chat. You scared me.
Good.
Thornwood Falls, okay. I don't know how instantaneous or not Stream Decker on mobile is. It should be fairly quick. It's updated on the desktop at least. Nope. Please stop. Did the boss bring donuts? She brought snacks. She did come bearing snacks. Dunk. Another reef. Rude. Oh, their escape shift deck. Well, I'm glad I just put Disdainful Strokes and Negates in our sideboard. Am I trophying Risen Reef? Probably not against the Field of the Dead deck. Field of Dead explains the Thornwood Falls though, huh? Yep. What things make me leave the house most often since my job is at home? Going to the gym. Is the number one reason I decide to leave the house. That's not a bad rip. I appreciate that, Bros Power. Good to have you here. Glad you're enjoying it. Do I want to trophy this Field of Dead? I feel like I do. So let's tap like this and play this out. And then we'll trophy the field, leaving up Disfigure and Spell Pierce. Seems pretty good for us. So I like using the various weight machines at the gym. So the amount of stuff I would have to buy to replicate what I do when I go to the gym for 2 hours is significant, and it would take up a lot of space in my home. Although I suppose once we finish my new office space, we technically have an extra bedroom. Mulanti. Woof. That's an elemental too, good lord. Alright, well, I guess we're hoping to draw a bounce spell or an assassin's trophy. I have some options. We're not dead yet. I'm not dead yet. Oh my god, it has reach. They just staple that text onto everything, huh? Just everything's got reach. It's all got reach, chat. That's fine. We were winning anyways. Even without that attack, we were super dead. Good lord. Alright, well. Disdainful Stroke's looking great here. I feel like Disdainful Stroke's stock has gone way up in this format. It feels like there's a lot of things that card lines up well into. Whether it's like Nightpacks and Frilled Mystics or Mulantes and Scape Shifts. Do I want Tail's End? I only saw Mulanti out of them, so I feel like I don't want that. Yeah, Tail's End hits almost nothing. I think I need to trim some stuff here. It's probably the removal spells that I want to get rid of. It's probably Tyrant, Scorn. Then like Trim and Anticipate because it's kind of filler. That seems fine. feel like sheaving anticipates the reasonable thing to do a lot of the time. If it's green and it costs 5 mana, just assume it has reach. That's probably not an unreasonable assumption. Seems pretty good. Turn 2 Cutthroat. Noxious Grasp. Alright, got an aggro draw here, which is kind of what we want, right? Scale of 1 to dead. Where's this? Where's this Cutthroat at? Pimped Up Monk, thanks for the 27 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I'm gonna go ahead and Dispersal this. It's the only way we get a 1-for-1 out of this card ever. Because, like, my next turn is gonna be, like, playing Nightpack Ambusher anyways. Wow, brutal. Or maybe we're doing this next turn. My favorite thing, actually, it's not even my favorite thing. Let's just call it for what it is. Random people giving me shit for mispronouncing words that are made up that I'm reading at a glance while also keeping an eye on Twitch chat and the 6 other things I'm doing in chat. Y'all are annoying. Get out of here. All words are made up. That's also a nonsense statement, and you know what I mean. Don't be pedantic. That's the right word for that, right? Pedantic. You know what you're doing. You know what I mean by when I say it's a made-up word. You could also take a break. Hey, of course, Hex, of course. Adam T, thanks for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. So I could start killing their stuff. But then, like, I don't get a wolf and I don't get triggers on my brine. So I think I'm gonna pass here. And just, like, get my wolf. And then I'll probably, like, Nightpack depending on what they do, I think we might, like, Nightpack Ambusher at end of turn, and then, like, untap, kill your 2 things, and then start attacking you. Like, our deck's not super aggressive. There's that Hydroid Crisis. Yep. So now if I kill 2 things, they're still dead, right? Actually just dead. They need to not have a piece of 1 mana interaction here. It's very important that we trophy second here because we want to not let them be able to cast Veil of Summer or Noxious Grasp. I technically should kill the 5/6 so they can't eat my creature, but oh no. Oh, they're at, I just miscounted. Where did I go? Where did I go? Why did I see 13? Alright, I'm gonna be done for the day. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. They gained 2 from Crisis. That's what it was. They gained 2 from Crisis. I'm done. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day. There's like 6 events going on anyways that are taking the viewer count and cutting it in half. So I'm not gonna, looks like Allie's doing a long stream too, so I'll catch all y'all around later. Everybody have a good one.